What's up, my fellow adult collectors, and welcome to Surveying Collectibles. Today, I'm going to be doing the second half of my collection walkthrough tour, primarily featuring Hasbro. The first half did feature other brands such as Storm Collectibles, NECA, McFarlane Toys, and Mattel. If you missed that video, be sure to check that out once you finish this one. Within Hasbro, the main franchises I collect are Marvel, Star Wars, Power Rangers, and Ghostbusters. If this is your first time on my channel, hi, my name is Seville, and here I'd like to discuss action figures and other collectibles based on my favorite movies, TV shows, and video games. If you find this video enjoyable or informative, please give me a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. With that said, let's get on to the collection walkthrough, starting with the three shelves over my computer featuring Ghostbusters and Star Wars. I'll be honest, I don't really put a whole lot of emphasis on my Star Wars Black Series collection. I mostly just stick to the Jedi and Sith characters that are pretty important to the series, or I at least think they look cool. As far as the Ghostbusters Plasma series goes, I've got like 99% of the collection. Pretty sure there's only one character I'm missing, but even with that, there's really not a whole lot to this collection overall. As far as my Power Rangers collection goes, though, there is quite a bit. I do still have some of the Bandai Legacy collection pieces, such as the Golden Power Staff, the Power Sword, the Legacy Zords, all those things, but the helmet, the Dragon Dagger, that's all Lightning collection. From this point forward, though, all the figures that you see are part of the Hasbro Lightning collection, and I do have all of the Modern Morphin teams. For the purposes of this video, I did go ahead and take individual photographs of each status quo of the varying teams throughout the season. So you've got the original 5, then you've got those plus Tommy as the Green Ranger, then you've got Tommy gone, so therefore Jason has the Green Ranger powers, and then you got Season 2 with Tommy back as the White Ranger. From there, we have Season 3 with the Ninjetti outfits and the metallic armor. Then finally, for those of you who read the Boom Studios comics, or are at least aware of them, you probably know that there was a time when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles took on the powers of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Their Ranger colors were mostly coordinated with their bandanas, Leonardo being the Blue Ranger, Raphael being the Red Ranger, Donatello being the Black Ranger, and Michelangelo being the Yellow Ranger, with April O'Neil as the Pink Ranger. The problem was, the Shredder was the Green Ranger, and Tommy was his foot soldier. Speaking of Tommy, there's also Lord Draken, the Ranger Slayer, and so on. I do have the primary MMPR villains as well, such as Lord Zed, Rita, Goldar, Scorpina, the Putties, Tangas, and some monsters, but I probably won't get too much heavier into monsters without them being heavily discounted. Back to the Rangers themselves, though, I am pretty well caught up with all the Rangers available up to this point, including the full teams for Zeo, In Space, the Psychos, and then everything that's available for Lost Galaxy, SPD, A and B, Dino Thunder, Dino Charge, Dino Fury, all that stuff. As of this recording and me taking all of these photos, Time Force Blue has been released. I just hadn't been able to find them on a shelf in my local stores yet, but I'm sure I will by the end of the year. As these teams expand, though, my shelves are going to get pretty cramped if I leave them kind of in the order they are right now. So by next year, I'm probably going to make some pretty significant changes. For now, though, that does cover everything in my Power Rangers collection, so it's time to move on to the Marvel Legends. In my current setup, I kind of have them organized by era and how they're categorized in the MCU, at least from my point of view. So, like, the bottom shelf is all the villains, the middle shelf is all the allies to the main characters, and then the top shelf is all the primary characters who've had at least one solo movie. So, your Iron Man, your Spider-Man, Captain America, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and so on. And then beside that, on the more narrow tower-style shelving, I have the smaller subsets of characters. So, like, the very bottom shelf is the Fox X-Men figures. Above that, you've got the Netflix characters such as Daredevil and Power Man and Punisher. Of course, now we have Daredevil in the MCU via She-Hulk and Spider-Man. Then the next shelf up is what I'm assuming is going to eventually turn into the New Avengers with Falcon as Captain America. And then I do intend to have this shelf a little more full soon with like She-Hulk, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, and other characters from the Disney Plus shows. I'm just a bit behind when it comes to the Marvel stuff. And then the top shelf is the Eternals, which in turn does wrap up my entire Hasbro collection for now. Before I finish up though, I do want to show off a few more things, such as my cars, the Back to the Future DeLorean, a couple of Vipers, and my Knight Rider cars. I haven't really bought anything new as far as vehicles are concerned in quite some time, but hey, here's what I got. Speaking of new stuff though, I have squeezed in a few more DC Multiverse figures since the last time I made a video about those. Namely, the Flash from the TV show and the entire Batman Arkham City wave. If you missed that last video, be sure to go check that out after this one so you can see the entirety of that collection. With all that said though, the next video I intend to make will be my top 10 countdown for 2022. While I'm in the process of making that list, feel free to drop me some comments about what your top 10 figures are for this year. I'm curious to see how many of them will match up in the end. I look forward to seeing everyone's list as we close out this year.